Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to the official player draft of Zim Afro T10 Season 2. I'm Anant Tyagi, and it gives me immense pleasure to host you all from this custom-built studio. The wait is finally over, and cricket's fastest format is back in Harare after the massive success of its inaugural season last year. This tournament marks the first leg on T10 Global Circuit this year. But before we begin, may I please request you all to stand for the Zimbabwe national anthem. What a wonderful rendition. All I can say is, blessed be the land of Zimbabwe indeed. Now, where do I even begin on this incredible journey of T10 Global? Last year, we all saw a brilliant spectacle of cricket from some of the biggest names in the world. We saw a music festival that bedazzled the evenings with some of the biggest names performing live. And that wasn't all, because the T10 Fashion Week further added glamour with some top international designers showcasing their collections. Season 2 promises no less, as we eagerly await the start of Zim Afro T10 that is scheduled from 21st to the 29th of September in Harare, Zimbabwe. On behalf of Zim Afro T10, we would like to thank the Zimbabwe Cricket Board, Zimbabwe Ministry of Sports, and Zimbabwean government for their support and belief in the T10 format. A very exciting year and a very exciting journey lies ahead. This is the first leg for T10 Global, with US Masters T10, Abu Dhabi T10, and Lanka T10 taking place in November and December. On to today, and we've got another stellar cast of cricketers that will be picked to descend in Zimbabwe as 2024's official draft gets underway. Here's a glimpse of some of the action from last season, in case you missed any of it.
Time for African Safari with cricket's fastest format. T10 is back. Big sixes.
Oh, that is smash. Over extra, he goes for six.
Red hot bowling.
Oh, he's gone. Oh, he cleaned him up.
Action never stops at Zim Afro T10. Have a wild ride.
Absolutely cannot wait for the upcoming season. Zimbabwe has truly witnessed it all, from the jaw-dropping, longest sixes to stump-crushing wickets, lightning-speed fielding, and the unforgettable entertainment and hangama that accompanies every T10 tournament. It's a spectacle, truly, like no other. The journey of T10 Global has been truly remarkable. Now I would like to invite the man whose vision, conviction, and perseverance has truly transformed an idea of not just one T10 tournament, but in fact creating it into a year-long series of tournaments across the world. I invite founder and chairman, T10 Global and Mulk International, Mr. Shahjiul Mulk, to please come on stage and say a few words.
Thank you. And good evening, everybody. I think we're here now to also celebrate the season 2 of the Zimbabwe Zim Afro T10 Cricket League. And the league by itself is significant because it's one of the 2 full member board countries which has actually adopted the T10 format. And that is significant because in the world of cricket, the full member boards are the ones who drive the cricketing fraternity, the passion for cricket and the following. And so with the Lanka Cricket Board, Zimbabwe Cricket Board are the 2 members who have adopted. And this gave us the confidence, I can see, to truly grow on a global scale. And our viewership for the season 1 of Zimbabwe T10, the first year itself is 64 million just on television. And then that combined totally with all the leagues that we are doing, we crossed 400 million last year on television OTT. And then as you can see, over 2.5 billion on social media and more than 445 million on the YouTube impressions, basically. So that shows how fast the T10 format and the league is growing. And I take this opportunity to thank my franchisees. Some of you are solid pillars of the T10 format, owning and supporting the league from the beginning in many leagues. So we have, as you can see, the Zimbabwe team owners here for the beloved Brave Jaguars. They're Darren Hoft and Harinder Singh. The Cape Town Samp Army is owned by Ritesh Patel. The Durban Wolves, Hassan Nawaz Chaudhry. Harare Bulls, Sanjay Sharma and Rohit Bhatta. Rohit is with us for many leagues, and so is Ritesh Patel in almost all the leagues, and Darren Hoft. They're all very regular owners for the T10 across the globe. Then Joburg, Bangla Tigers, Yasin the same. I think it pleases me to say that the brand Bangla has become a very, very popular brand in Bangladesh and all over the world now. And Sagar, who owns the New York Strikers also in Abu Dhabi T10 and other leagues, owns the Lagos here. So I think that's, thank you once again, all the franchise owner. And let me also thank the season 1 and the season we had. We had the tremendous support from the regime there by His Excellency, the President of Zimbabwe, Emerson Mnangagwa, the Chairman, Dr. Moklani, Director of Cricket, Mr. Givmore, and our Minister of Sports, Kirsten. They all were very, very supportive. And I think we look forward for another fantastic season 2. Thank you very much.
Now, the second season of the tournament will once again be hosted in the capital city of Harare. And we will see some of the biggest international stars, a wide audience, global broadcasters, and an even greater fan experience. Let's have a deeper look at the T10 Experience program.
Everybody raise your hands and sing, as we all have been waiting for this day. T10 is here, T10 is here, T10 is here, yeah.
What a wonderful season one we had, didn't we? More than 5,000 runs were scored, more than 200 total wickets were taken, more than 400 total fours went to the boundary, and more than 300 sixes were seen as well. But before we move on to our next phase, Zim Afro T10 would like to thank the President of Zimbabwe, His Excellency Mr. Emerson Mnangagwa, Honorable Sports Minister Dr. Kirsty Coventry, Zimbabwe Cricket Board Chairman Dr. Tawengwa Mukholani, and Managing Director Mr. Givmore Makoni. Thank you for all your support, and with a promise for further growth to expand our horizons, we look forward to working with you. We would also like to thank the T10 Global Senior Management Team, Mr. Rajiv Khanna, Mr. Fayaz Ali, Mr. Shahbaz, amongst many others. We would like to welcome back our partners, Zim Cyber City, and extend our gratitude and thanks to them. Truly a landmark project in the beautiful Mount Hamden in Harare. Let's play some visuals, shall we?
Zim Cyber City, developed by UAE-based Molk International. Zimbabwe's first duty-free and special economic zone benefits real estate project in Mount Hamden, Harare. Welcome to Zim Cyber City.
Absolutely wonderful, isn't it? But like I said, the second season promises to be the biggest sporting event in Zimbabwe. Now let me introduce the powerhouses of this brilliant tournament, the teams who make this tournament possible. First, we have Bulawayo Brave Jaguars, led by Mr. Darren Herft, owner of the Chennai Braves franchise from Abu Dhabi T10, alongside the owner, Mr. Harjinder Singh. Next up, we have the Cape Town Sump Army, a very familiar face to all of us who follow T10 across the world now, owned by Mr. Ritesh Patel, owner of the Morrisville Sump Army from the Abu Dhabi T10 and Sump Group. Mr. Ritesh Patel is here with us, of course. Next up is Durban Wolves, owned by Mr. Hassan Nawaz Chaudhry. You can see the head coach, Mr. Moin Khan, representing the franchise. Wonderful to have you with us, legend. All right, now to Harare Bolts, owned by Mr. Sanjay Sharma and Mr. Rohit Bhatta, represented by coach Pubudu Dasanaike. Next up, Joburg Bangla Tigers. The owner, Mr. Yasin Chaudhry, is here, who also owns Bangla Tigers in Abu Dhabi T10 and Lanka T10. His son Zafir is here with us. Zafir, you can give us a smile. Wonderful. Okay, and last but certainly not the least, we have Mr. Sagar Khanna, owner of the New York Strikers Lagos, or the NYS Lagos, and also the New York Strikers in Abu Dhabi T10 and Colombo Strikers in Lanka T10. Now, before we start the draft, let's just quickly apprise ourselves of all the rules before we get to the pre-signing roster. So let's just quickly tell you exactly what these teams have been busy doing before even the first player is picked up in this draft. Now, as you can see, we'll begin with Bulawayo Brave Jaguars. David Warner, we got to begin with him. One of the best ever T20 batters to grace the game. David Warner will be making his bow in the Zim Afro T10 this time. He's a 3-time World Cup winner, and I'm sure needs no introduction to the audience watching this and here with us today. Nick Hobson, a franchise cricket regular. Who can forget his 7-ball, 18-run cameo to seal the BBL title for Perth a couple of years ago? Carlos Brathwaite, remember the name? Of course you do. Just the way you can't forget Carlos's 4 sixes in a T20 World Cup final 8 years ago. He's also now a veteran of the T10 game with 600-plus runs and more than 30 wickets in 54 games. A handy all-rounder to have for sure. And then you see the name of Kobe Herft, no stranger to the Braves in T10 cricket, scored 85 runs in last year's inaugural Zim Afro T10 at a fair clip as well. Recently seen in the Max 60 Caribbean in the Cayman Islands. Moving on to the Cape Town Sump Army, represented by Mr. Ritesh Patel. They've been busy, they've been doing some business, they've been signing players even before this draft. Just quickly apprise you of exactly who they have on their roster before they start picking players today. David Malan, a World Cup winner, a former #1 T20 international batter, comes with a lot of experience from Abu Dhabi T10. David Willey, he might have announced his retirement from English cricket, but has some valuable knowledge of franchise cricket around the world and the shortest format too. Haider Ali, often compared with his role model, Rohit Sharma. That's a good Indo-Pak connection, isn't it? A solid top-order batter from Pakistan who can pull the ball with effortless ease, just like his hero. Gulbuddin Naib, a fast-bowling all-rounder from Afghanistan, also brings in a lot of leadership experience, having led his country quite a few years ago and has had a taste of the Abu Dhabi T10. Qais Ahmed, another quality spinner from Afghanistan. There's something about Afghanistan, they keep producing these quality spinners. But not to forget, Qais has a wealth of experience, especially in the T10 format, where he has created a name for himself around the globe. Then there's Shahnawaz Dahani. The man from Sindh brings with him a lot of T20 experience. His late father actually wanted him to be a government official, so he got himself a BCom degree, but that doesn't matter because we're glad that he chose to bowl fast instead. Adam Rosington is another one on the Cape Town Sump Army list, a professional wicketkeeper batter from England who represents Essex. Has only played a handful of T10 matches, but has truckloads of domestic T20 experience for sure. We'll now move on to the Durban Wolves, and we begin with Mark Chapman, plays for New Zealand, but has also played for Hong Kong, so he's played for Hong Kong and New Zealand internationally, a stylish left-hand finisher with a huge amount of T20 experience. There's Colin Munro in the ranks of the Durban Wolves. South African-born Kiwi is a known player for his power hitting, a globetrotter who's played various T10 and T20 tournaments, and obviously has an incredible average of 50 with a strike rate of 172, and we're talking about T10 cricket. Take that. Will Smeed is another one. An outright short-form player, Smeed announced his retirement from red ball cricket at the age of just 21. By the way, he's 22 at the moment and was in fact the first player to score a century in the 100. Moving on to Sharjeel Khan, an attacking left-handed opening batter from Pakistan. He brings with himself a good amount of international experience. His T10 career is still on the rise. Then we move on to Mohammad Irfan. He's 7'1". Yep, we know that. He's one of the tallest players in the world of cricket, has gained reputation in the T10 format as well after having a fruitful international cricket career. One of Pakistan's finest leg spinners, Yasir comes from a cricketing family. You might know his cousins, Junaid Khan and the Australian spinner, Fawad Ahmed. He's played extensive T20 cricket around different franchises across the world and is a clever bowler to have in this format of the game. Harare bowls, beginning with Jimmy Neesham, no less. Yep. He's busy on social media, but he's also busy traveling the world, this Kiwi all-rounder. Needs no introduction, has been part of several franchisee tournaments around the globe, including the IPL. More than 4,000 T20 runs, more than 200 wickets. Then there's George Munsey, Scottish-born opening batter, once worked as a salesperson for Gray Nichols, but he's a delight to watch with a bat in his hand, or should we say a Gray Nichols in his hand instead. Part of Scotland's international setup since 2015. Then there's Dasun Shanaka, a former limited-over Sri Lankan captain and all-rounder, known for his ability to finish the innings off with the bat and ball in hand. Shehan Jayasuriya also joins them, and so does Rishad Hussain, who picked up the most wickets for Bangladesh in the recent T20 World Cup. There's Shehan Jayasuriya from Sri Lanka. There's Kenna Lewis as well, a flamboyant opening batter, joining them in the ranks. We'll move to the Joburg Bangla Tigers. We're still on the pre-signings. There's Kusal Pereira, who's played more than 200 international matches for Sri Lanka, with 8 centuries and counting. There's Charit Asalanka, the current white ball captain for Sri Lanka. There's Chris Lynn, who's known for his destructive power-hitting ability. There's Hazratullah Zazai. There's Luke Wood. There's Adam Milne. There's Kareem Jannat as well. We'll move to the New York Strikers, Lagos. Thisara Pereira, the veteran all-rounder, who's famous for scoring the winning runs in the 2014 T20 World Cup final against India, is there. Asif Ali, the brutal hitter. Blessing Muzarabani, tall and quick, and of course a local hero. Najibullah Zadran is in amongst the ranks. Terrific six-hitter, of course. There's Binura Fernando. There's Akhilesh Bogadum, the talented off-spinner. And of course, there's O'Shane Thomas, who's tall and can be really quick as well. 21 wickets from 20 outings for the West Indies in T20 internationals. It's now time to get down to the business end of the day. It's what we're here for, after all. More than 700 players from 26 different nations have put their names forward for the draft, and there's plenty of work to be done to put the perfect teams together. So here we go. First, let's take everyone through a few rules of the draft so we're clear from the get-go. Just a quick explanation that there are a total of 12 rounds. All of these rounds are compulsory. Each team must pick a player in each round. Teams will be allotted 2 minutes for each pick, and any team which does not make a pick within the allotted time will only be allowed to pick a player at the end of the round. Just a quick reminder of the squad composition as well. The minimum squad size is 16 players, and 1 optional player can be added to make the maximum squad of 17 players. All the teams will enter the draft with the following pre-signed players in their squads: the icon player, the overseas category A player, the overseas category B player, where you can sign a minimum of 1, a maximum of 2, as we saw in the list just a little while ago. And then there's the overseas category C player, minimum of 1 pre-signing and a maximum of 2. A global superstar can optionally be signed as well and will be counted as the 7th pre-signing. Emerging players must be 18 plus and under 25 as on the 1st of September 2024. Now let's look at the pick order as well, just so we're aware of exactly how we're going to progress with the draft. Teams marked in red will not be permitted to pick in that particular round. Now, the pick order that I have, I'm sure you have as well. Let's just quickly look at that so that we're sure exactly what is there displayed on your screen. So there are no questions later on, and obviously no disagreements as well as we carry on with the process. So if you can see what I can see, in round 1, which is the Zimbabwe category A1 round, the pick number 1 will be with the Joburg Bangla Tigers. Pick number 2 will be with the Durban Wolves. Pick number 3 will be with the Bulawayo Brave Jaguars. Pick number 4 will be with the Cape Town Sump Army. Pick number 5 will be with the Harare Bulls. And pick number 6 will be with New York Strikers Lagos, or NYS Lagos. It's time for the draft, and we'll begin with the first round, which is Zimbabwe category A1. So 2 players in category A, A1 and A2. In round number 1, I'll be requesting the teams that I've already announced the order of to go exactly as per the plan. Just a quick reminder, you've got 2 minutes on the clock to pick your player from the system in front of you. All right, so without further ado, in round number 1 with Joburg Bangla Tigers. Your 2 minutes have started. You might have to unmute yourself, sir, so I can hear you clearly. I couldn't hear you, but I presume you've picked a player.
Yeah, we have picked Sikandar Raza.
There you go. See, that's the advantage of having the first pick in the first round as well. You pick up somebody as handy as Sikandar Raza. Obviously, no stranger to Zimbabwean cricket. What an absolute legend he is in those neck of the woods. 42 matches, 752 runs, a strike rate of almost 200, and that's the T10 format we're talking about. And obviously, he can be very, very handy with his right arm off spin. Massive congratulations to the Joburg Bangla Tigers on their first signing, and actually the official first signing of Season 2 of the Zim Afro T10, Sikandar Raza. Congratulations. All right, we'll move on from Sikandar Raza and Joburg to Durban Wolves, who are up next. Can we have the timer up on the screen for them to see? And your time, Durban, starts now. You can unmute yourself, sir, and you can let me know if you've got a player already in mind.
Is Mr. Regis Rinavai Chikawa.
Okay, can I request everybody else to just mute themselves? And sir, can I request you once again to repeat that so that everybody's heard it loud and clear? And the technical committee, more importantly, has registered it.
Is Mr. Regis Rinavai Chikawa.
Okay?
He's the wicket keeper and the batsman as well.
No, absolutely, I'm aware. I'm just waiting for the confirmation to come up on screen for you. We can stop the timer now for Durban Wolves. They've made a pick. And I'll just wait for the confirmation from the technical committee that everything is okay on the system. Be nice to see the player as well. It'll be nice to see him pop up on the screen, which essentially ensures that the gentleman that they're looking for is indeed Regis Chakawa, the wicketkeeper, right-handed wicketkeeper batter, as Sir just pointed out. In terms of T10 matches, he'd obviously look to garner more experience, 8 matches so far, but it's really the glove work that might come in handy on occasions where you just have 60 balls to sometimes prove your mettle and prove your might. Okay, congratulations to Regis and, of course, to Durban Wolves on their first selection of this draft ahead of Season 2. From Joburg and Durban, we move swiftly on to the Bulawayo Brave Jaguars. I'm loving the name, by the way. That's 3 of them, in fact, in one. So BBJ, your 2 minutes start now. And once again, Mohin bhai, can I just request you to mute yourself after you made the selection so we know?
They've selected Richard Nigavra.
Okay, I'll just wait for the technical committee to give you a yes so that you've got the player of your choice. I'll see the name pop up on the screen just to be sure that the Bulawayo Brave Jaguars have indeed signed the services of Richard Ngarawa. Everybody who knows anything about Zimbabwe cricket know what this man can do with his left-arm pace. A very handy option to have. Would love to see what he can do to add to those numbers in the T10 format. 14 matches, 7 wickets so far. The economy is 9.3, yes, but when you bowl at the death in those last couple of overs especially, it can be pretty difficult. But Richard would definitely love to do a lot more in Season 2 as he gets ready for the challenge of playing under Bulawayo of Brave Jaguars. Congratulations to both parties. All right, then from Sikandar Raza, Regis Chakabwa, and Richard Ngarawa, we move to the Cape Town Sump Army. Yep, that's right. South Africa and Zimbabwe both are being represented in the names here. But Sump Army, Ritesh Patel, sir, your time has started. Okay, can I just quickly tell you once again, all of you who are listening to this, if you can just select your player on the system first and then unmute yourself and just announce the name of the player, the technical committee will have the confirmation before you can say it.
Brian Bennett.
Okay, I can see Cape Town Sump Army have made a selection. I don't want to mishear what Mr. Patel has said, so I'll wait for the big name to pop up on the screen. I hope you've selected him on the system as well. Indeed, you have, which means Brian Bennett, the right-handed batter and the right-arm off-spinner. The all-round capabilities of Brian Bennett will now be available to the Cape Town Sump Army. Congratulations to Brian. Congratulations to Mr. Patel. And that is officially pick number 4 ahead of Season 2 in this players' draft. Right then, from Cape Town Sump Army, we move to the Harare Bolts. It's back to some Zimbabwean flavor. Harare Bolts, your 2 minutes start now. Once again, may I please request you to make the selection on the system so that the technical committee can see it, and then announce the name of the player just so that everybody can hear it.
Yeah, Sean Williams.
It's a very familiar name for all those watching this and who followed his trajectory, especially when it comes to the ability to bowl the left-arm orthodox or to bat left-handed, especially bat left-handed. 136 T20 matches, that's a healthy strike rate to have. More than 2,000 runs as well, tells you a thing or two about what Sean Williams can bring to the party. And he's officially been signed by the Harare Bolts. So congratulations to Sean and, of course, to the Harare Bolts. Okay, moving on from Harare to NYS Lagos. Your 2 minutes, NYS, start now. We've had 5 selections so far. Sikandar Raza, Regis Chakabwa, Richard Ngarawa, Brian Bennett, and Sean Williams, the most recent pick in this round number 1.
Oh, it's Ryan Ball.
Okay, I can see NYS Lagos have expressed their interest in a gentleman who goes by the name of Ryan Burl, left-handed batter, can bowl you some right-arm wrist spin as well. Obviously a very handy all-round option to have. And he will officially now be plying his trade with NYS Lagos. So congratulations to Ryan Burl. Congratulations to the NYS Lagos franchise. And that officially brings us to the end of round number 1 of this players' draft ahead of Season 2. Just a quick reminder, Sikandar Raza signed by Joburg Bangla Tigers, Regis Chakabwa signed by Durban Wolves, and then Bulawayo Brave Jaguars expressed their interest and managed to sign Richard Ngarawa. Then pick number 4 was with the Cape Town Sump Army, and Brian Bennett was their choice. Harare Bolts decided to go for the services of Sean Williams. And finally, and more significantly, NYS Lagos have gone in with the services of Ryan Burl. Fantastic. Okay, we move on to round number 2. And in round number 2, I can see that the first name up is the team that finished round number 1, and that is NYS Lagos. So NYS Lagos, if I can please request you to watch the timer, look at the system, and make your selection now, please. I see the timer has stopped, which means you've got a player in mind. NYS Lagos?
Manande.
Okay, I can see you've selected Clive Madande, the right-handed wicketkeeper batter. 90-10 matches so far, 90 runs as well. And obviously would love to do a lot more, but he's a wicketkeeper. And if you were to believe NYS Lagos, he is a keeper. The first pick in round number 2, we're still on Zimbabwe Category A players, and NYS Lagos have gone in with Clive. So congratulations to Clive and Lagos. And now we move on to pick number 2, which is with Harare Bowl. So as you can see, the order is changing a little bit in this round number 2. Harare Bowls, your 2 minutes on the clock now. Okay, they're taking their time with this one, but that's okay. As the draft goes deeper and deeper, you just expect that little bit of the think tank to come in.
Yeah, it's Faraz Akram.
Okay, I can see you've chosen Faraz Akram. I'll just wait for the name to pop up on the screen, just so you're sure. There you go, Faraz Akram, the left-hander, the left-handed batter, but bowls right-arm pace. So he's got the ability to do both. Obviously, a handy all-rounder to have. As you can see with the 14 T10 matches, he's got enough experience to now further bolster the ranks of the Harare Bowls. So congratulations to Faraz Akram and to Harare Bowls. We move on from Harare Bowls to the Bulawayo Brave Jaguars. Your 2 minutes, Bulawayo, as we move on from Faraz. Start now. Bulawayo Brave Jaguars.
We're taking Brad Evans.
Okay, I can see you made the announcement of Brad Evans. I'll wait for Brad to be popped up on the screen, which means the technical committee has given it a green. And the right-handed batter, the right-arm pacer, the all-rounder Brad Evans will now be plying his trade with the Bulawayo Brave Jaguars. Congratulations on a fantastic acquisition. We move on from Brad and Bulawayo to the Cape Town Sump Army. Eyes on Mr. Ritesh Patel once again. He's always got a smile on his face, which is great to see because he's got his plans in place. So 2 minutes, sir, on the clock for you. That's right. That's exactly the process to follow. Select the player on the system. The technical committee sees it pop up. And
T Marumani.
Wonderful. Okay. I can see that you made a selection. And that's T Marumani, the left-handed batter, will be looking to add to the 533 runs that he's already scored in this format. So no stranger to T10 whatsoever. It's amazing, right, what the T10 league has done globally, because you can see numbers like that coming up already. More than 500 runs, and look at that strike rate of more than 200. Congratulations to Mr. Patel and to T. Marumani, who signs up with the Cape Town Sump Army. Pick number 5 then, from Cape Town, we move to Durban Wolves. Durban, your 2 minutes on the clock now. Fairly quick selections today, which is great to see. We're almost through with the second round. We've got Joburg Bangla Tigers still waiting. And making their way to Durban Wolves.
Hello?
Hello,
Can you
sir.
hear me?
I can hear you.
Well, I am trying to select one player called Gary Simon Balance from Zimbabwe.
Okay.
But is it the Gary Balance, the one I'm selecting right now?
Gary Balance is the player you're looking at.
He has
Selection
like
is
107 match. The run is around 1952, and the strike rate is 122.61. So is it the one?
Sure, just checking that for you, Durban Wolves. Just 1 second. You made the selection on the system. You picked him.
Yes, I'm going to pick him.
We're still looking at category A, yeah, for Zimbabwe players.
Okay, thank you.
All right, I think we have a decision here. There's a bit of a struggle with the system. Eventually, Durban Wolves have expressed their interest, and I'll just wait for the name to pop up on screen for pick number 5 in this round number 2, where we're still talking about the Zimbabwe players in category A. Apologies for the delay. We'll just wait for the player to be confirmed by the technical committee and hence be displayed on the back wall here, just so that we're sure that he has indeed been drafted by the Wolves from Durban. Okay, I've got the confirmation from the technical committee that he's indeed been signed. So congratulations to both parties, especially to you, Durban Wolves, on your second signing in this draft. We move on to the final pick of this round number 2 of the players draft, and that's with the Joburg Bangla Tigers. So Joburg, off you go. Your 2 minutes start now. Bangla Tigers of Joburg. You've got the icon player in Kushal Pereira. They've got an overseas A category option in Charita Salanka. They've got Hazratullah Zazai, who obviously famously scored the winning runs. And I can see that they've added somebody else to their ranks. So we'll wait for the confirmation once again, as per the rules of the technical committee. And just to find out who Joburg are interested in, they've already managed to pick up Sikandar Raza. What a coup that could prove to be, especially with the number of fans who have lapped up the opportunity to watch some fabulous T10 cricket. Another, I can see it's Tendai Chatara that Joburg Bangla Tigers are interested in. His right arm pace can be very handy. Still very early days in his T10 career perhaps, but that stock could go up very quickly and rapidly and beautifully. Congratulations to Tendai Chatara and to Joburg Bangla Tigers on their second successful signing. All right, on that note, it's time to head to Tanvi, who's got the wonderful Shaji ul Mulk with her.
Joining me is the founder and chairman of T10 Global and Mulk International, Mr. Shaji ul Mulk. Shaji, congratulations once again, cricket's fastest format, the second season in Zimbabwe. And I can tell you, I was there for the first season. It was an absolute blast and everyone loved it. Tell us, what should we look forward to in season 2?
Yeah, thank you, Tanvi. I think the experience of the season 1, when we went into a new location, first time ever the cricket was played in the lights there, and creating a experience for the players, the launch, and everything else. We had challenges last year, so we learned a lot. But this year, we can see right from the interest in the international players signing, the franchises. So we were able to add one more team this year, and so we look forward to actually consolidating what we learned last year and giving it a much better, show this year, basically. Yeah.
I mean, I absolutely believe that. And tell us a little bit more about Zim Cyber City. That also looks really exciting.
Yeah, Zim, I think, is the group's flagship real estate project in the country. It's a 5 million square foot development, an upmarket. So I think Zim Cyber City has been supporting, the company itself has been supporting cricket. And it's coming on very well. So we've got a target of finishing all the infrastructure by December, the first phase. And hopefully by early next year, we'll have a living community in phase 1 starting there, basically.
And of course, with T10 Global and the expansion, there's lots of plans ahead. Fill us in a little bit about that.
Yeah, I think the journey started, as you all know, back in 2017. And we took about 7 years to actually consolidate the format of T10, and then the decision came to go global. It was a rational decision, because what we wanted to do is make sure that the brand T10 and all the franchises who play with us, that the brand recall, because the T10 is a short format, right? It's only 12 days.
True.
So we did not want to be a property which is seen only 12 days in a year. So with the global expansion, with T10s in the US and Lanka, which is going to be launched now, Zimbabwe season 2, and of course Abu Dhabi being such a strong event for us. Now what that has done is it gives all our sponsors or brands the brand recall almost every month. And the excitement of the cricket and the fast pace, we are able to provide that entertainment on a very consistent and a regular basis, basically.
Absolutely. It is cricket's fastest format and it's exciting, it's catchy, and it's very entertaining. And I think Zim Afro T10 showed us that. And I think it's going to be another great season. And this time we're ready for Africa once again.
Oh, yes, absolutely. Because, if you see the Zimbabwe's cricketers' performances recently, particularly in the World Cup, stalwart like Sikandar Raza and Blessing and, Sean Williams, all of them, they had some major wins, beating Pakistan, Sri Lanka, and some big cricketing nations. Very exciting with the talent there. And I think they're very suited for a format. So with all the international cricketers coming up, so we're really looking forward to it. Yeah.
Well, thank you so much, Shaji ul Mulk. Once again, the man who really has given us T10, and we're all looking forward to an absolute cracking season. Zim Afro T10 coming soon. Thank you, Shaji.
Thank you, Tanvi.
With me is Mr. Asif Farooqi. Now, you're part of the Indian Masters T10 that's going to happen next year. Tell us a little bit about that and your thoughts on it.
We are very excited. We had been waiting for it, and we are happy that very soon we'll be having a very exciting and global T10 here in India.
Absolutely. Now, T10 is one of the most successful formats. It is very fast-paced. What do you enjoy specifically about T10 as a format?
So it's a very fast cricket, and our people in India, they had been waiting since very long, and it's very exciting that sooner or later we got this chance to introduce this here in India. And globally, we are very successful. We are there in UAE, Zimbabwe, US, Sri Lanka, and I'm sure that India being such a huge following of T10 already is going to be a very big thing, and we are very excited.
Well, we're very excited. I'm sure the Indian Masters T10 next year is going to be a smashing hit. Good luck, and thank you so much for talking to us.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
Tanvi, thank you so much. Right, let's get back to business, shall we? Thank you so much for your patience. Category A for Zimbabwe players is done and dusted. But we turn our attention now to Category B for Zimbabwe players once again. What an opportunity this is for them. What a stage, what a pedestal from which to rise and to truly show what Zimbabwe cricket is all about. I mean, beating Sri Lanka in Colombo or beating Bangladesh in Bangladesh is no mean feat. And then, of course, India came calling to Zimbabwe and they lost the first T20 international, which shows you that it's going from strength to strength. And this is exactly the platform that some of these youngsters would love to use. All right, so Category B beginning shortly. The first pick of this official round number 3 is with the Cape Town Sump Army. So if I can have Mr. Patel's attention once again, and I'd like your attention to the clock. Your 2 minutes, Mr. Patel, for the Cape Town Sump Army start now. Cape Town have already secured the services of T. Marumani amongst their Category A players, apart from Brian Bennett. Now they're looking for a Category B player from Zimbabwe, a local homegrown player who can add to their ranks.
I won't be able to see the list of the players in Category B.
Okay, I'll get you some assistance from the technical committee just so that you can see the list of players that you're looking for in Category B. There are 2 rounds of this Category B, gentlemen, so in case you can't see it either, just have a look at your systems now so that if you have any questions, we can address them now. Also, can I please request you to just refresh your screens once? Can I please request you to refresh your screens once as well?
I did.
Can you see the player now? Ideally, when you look at your screen, you should be able to see the team name, the round, the reference player ID, and the player name. Is that right? On your home screen.
Yep.
Okay. You should be able to see the timer at the top of that window. If that's
Yes,
what
but next to the timer, I won't be able to select anything. And in a category, when I select a B category on right next to the watch list, there are none of the player there.
Okay. Give me a moment as the technical committee looks into it. It's good it's happened early, sir. It makes the job easier for the rest of the players who are waiting for their turn. Okay, I can see a thumbs up from Mr. Patel, which is good. So I'm guessing with that, sir, you can also see the list of players that you're interested in. Is that right? Okay. So let's just assume that you're looking for the player in category B from Zimbabwe now. And make your selection, please. Just to give a heads up to Bulawayo Brave Jaguars, who are up next in this round. They know it.
Ben Curran.
Okay, you've announced your player. I'll just wait for him to pop up on screen. Ben Curran is indeed the player that has been signed by the Cape Town Sump Army, the left-handed batter. I mean, obviously, he's looking at transitioning some of that T20 might into T10 cricket, and what an opportunity under the Sump Army to be able to do that in his bid. Wonderful addition to the squad of the Cape Town Sump Army. Congratulations to Ben Curran and to Cape Town. All right, we'll move on from Mr. Patel's Cape Town side to the Bulawayo Brave Jaguars, who are up next in this round number 3. Your timer's on the wall, as you can see. So Bulawayo, off you go.
We're going with Wellington Masakadza.
Sure.
1771.
Not to be confused with his brother at all. Wellington Masakadza is the player that Bulawayo are looking for. I can see that the timer is stopped, which means the technical committee will shortly give you a green signal for your selection. Wellington Masakadza, a left-arm orthodox bowler. And as you can see, he'll be looking to add to his tally of half a dozen wickets from the previous edition of T10 in this opportunity that comes in the form of Season 2. So once again, a massive congratulations to Wellington Masakadza and to the Bulawayo Brave Jaguars. And should I say, well done, sir, on the quick selection as well. We'll move on from Bulawayo Brave Jaguars to the Joburg Bangla Tigers. Yeah, that's the confirmation of Mr. Masakadza now heading to the Jaguars. Right then, on to Joburg Bangla Tigers. Your time has started already, so off you go, sir, for a Category B player from Zimbabwe. In case you're talking to me, you might have to unmute yourself, sir.
We are selecting Antum Naqvi.
Okay, I'll wait for the confirmation to pop up on screen for you. That's a Category B player from Zimbabwe that Bangla Tigers are looking for. Antum Naqvi, the right-handed batter with the ability to bowl right arm off spin. Great option to have. Look at that strike rate of 146.81. That's exactly what you need to brief up your resources, but more significantly, has the ability to pick up some crucial wickets, as you can see with his return of 9 wickets in just 7 matches in T20. Now, can he transition this form into T10 cricket? The Tigers would certainly be hoping for that. Congratulations to Mr. Naqvi and to the Joburg Bangla Tigers. All right, we move on from Joburg to NYS Lagos, the newest addition to this family. A chance for you to make your third pick in the 2 minutes allotted to you, Lagos.
We have selected Dion Myers.
Okay, I can hear your selection. Now I'd like to see it on the big screen, just so that you are happy with the player that you were looking for. And Dion Myers, the right-handed batter with the ability to bowl right-arm pace, or should we say it the other way around? The right-arm pacer with the ability to bat a little bit as well. Well, that's it. Dion Myers, the Category B player from Zimbabwe, has indeed been drafted in this official players draft. And NYS Lagos will hope that he can add to the resources that they have already available to them. Congratulations, Dion. Congratulations, NYS. And now we move to the Harare Bulls in the 5th pick of this round, number 3. Harare, you're the side that's going to be hosting the competition, so off you go with your 2 minutes and your Category B player. Harare Bulls have got Pubudu Dasanaike, the head coach, in charge of making sure that season 2 goes perfectly to plan. For now, it's about their selection. And can I hear your selection, sir?
Brandon Mauta.
All right, Brandon Mavuta is the player you're looking for, right-handed batter, somebody who can bowl very handy right-arm leg spin. These wrist spinners are very vital options to have, particularly when you're looking at wickets in the shortest format of the game and the fastest one at that. Look at those 12 wickets and also the fact that he can contribute with the bat. Very handy option to have. Brandon Mavuta, a Category B player from Zimbabwe, will now be plying his trade with Harare Bulls. Congratulations to both parties. From Harare, we move to Durban, a bit of South African flavor to be introduced. Durban Bulls, your 2 minutes on the clock for a Category B player. If you remember him from his playing days, you know exactly what Moin Khan can do. And I'm sure he's got a plan up his sleeve for this Category B player. I'm looking at you, sir, and your side.
Yeah, definitely. Our owner, I'll request him to please announce.
Okay. I can see the timer still running. You made your selection. I'll wait for the technical committee to spot
His
your...
name is Clive Madande. He's a wicket keeper and batter as well.
Yeah, sure. Okay. So I've heard the selection. Now I'd like to see it on the big screen, just so Moin Khan and team are happy with this. Durban Wolves looking for their third signing.
The option for, let me try it once more, then I'll get back to you. The player, I already put his name on the search bar, but it's not coming on the list.
Because we picked him in round A.
Clive Madande, is it? All right,
That's right. He's already headed somewhere else, Clive Madande, and he's a Category A player, so he'll not get transferred on to Category B, sir. So you'll have to come up with Plan B for Category B now. I like that answer, NYS Lagos.
Madande can even say. Can you allow us to choose it at the, can you just give us some more time, please?
I'll tell you what, the beauty of this draft is that if you don't make a selection in 2 minutes, you go last in the round. But
I know.
But since you're already last in the round, you can take some more time. There's no problem with that. I won't do double jeopardy for you, which is cost you in the next round. So take your time. It's okay. We want the players to be drafted. It's important for the future of T10 and the player. I can understand. It's a lot to get through. Obviously, we're trying to do this remotely as well, so no problem. We're just trying to be a little bit patient with technology. Just have 9 more rounds to go. We should be fine. I've just put the clock up anyway to put some pressure on you, but you can ignore that for now. So you're not going to get the services of the person you're looking for because that's Category A, already been selected by NYS Lagos. We're looking at Category B at the moment. Cape Town Sampami went for Ben Curran. And then Wellington Masakadza is heading to Bulawayo, Brave Jaguars. A quick reminder that Antum Nakwi will now be plying his trade with Joburg Bangla Tigers. There's NYS Lagos, who made the selection of Dion Myers. Harare Bolts went in for Brandon Mavuta. And now we're waiting for Durban Wolves.
We're extremely sorry. We just mixed up, and we have selected a player right now. His name is Tinotenda Maposa.
Okay, no problem. That's fine. And as you can see, you're happy with the player on the screen, you see? That's exactly the player you're looking for in Category B. Tinotenda Maposa is the player you're looking for. Okay, now somebody who can bat right-handed, can bowl some right-arm pace. All-rounders are such a valuable commodity. You can never add to the wealth of riches enough if you're looking for all-rounders. Tinotenda Maposa, finally, and a little belatedly, may I add, is now heading to the Durban Wolves. Congratulations to both parties. Wonderful. Now, before we move on to the next round, gentlemen, let's just head over to Tanvi, who's got another special guest with her. I'm guessing she's going to be interviewing the Brave Jaguars team owner, or should we say a co-team owner, in Darren Hurft.
Thank you, Anant. And now joining me is going to be the owners of the Bulawayo Brave Jaguars. That's Darren Hurft and Harjinder Singh. If you're with me, please say hello. I think Harjinder is here with us, right?
Hi.
Hi, Harjinder. Okay, early days for you guys, but how's things looking right now? How's it shaping up?
It's looking brilliant. We've picked up the 4 pre-signings. David Warner, Brathwaite, amazing players, big names in the world of T10 and T20 cricket. And I think so far we've done brilliant with the Zimbabwean picks. So we are very happy with what we've got so far.
All right, great. And tell me a little bit about the name change. Where did that come from?
So that came from Jaguars being our brand and then Darren's Braves. So we've come up with a name which is Brave Jaguars, I think, which will be a very good partnership going forward.
Well, we hope that is. And now coming from the first season to the second season, what do you think is going to be different for your team and what would you like? I mean, of course, best case scenario to win it, but just the challenges and things you would like to improve.
I think the players, the pre-selected players within the mix of other teams, I think we've got a brilliant squad ourselves and other teams have got amazing players in them. So it'll be a very competitive tournament. But as you said, we'll be looking to win the tournament. That's what we are going in for.
I think I'm going to put everyone on the spot. So starting with you, the one team that you think you got to watch out for.
I think Bangla Tigers have the best team so far. They've got Raza. I mean, he's a brilliant player. He was with us in the Max 60. So brilliant player. And I think, yeah, Bangla Tigers, probably.
All right, you guys heard it. Well, back to you, Anand, and thank you so much for talking to us, Harjinder. Good luck to the Bulawayo Brave
Pleasure.
Jaguars.
Thank you.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much indeed. Yeah, indeed, a very catchy name. I've got to add to that. But we'll now move to round number 4 because you've got a lot of catching up to do. Round number 3 belonged to the category B players from Zimbabwe. And guess what? Round number 4 is exactly the same. So back to the same category of players. This time, Mr. Patel is not going to kick things off. It's going to be the Durban Wolves, who struggled a little bit in the previous round. Hopefully, technology is on our side this time. And you've got your plans in place. Durban Wolves, to kickstart proceedings in round number 4. Your 2 minutes, start now. We're looking at Durban Wolves. Who have they got so far? In the previous round, they picked up Tinotenda Maposa. They've also got the services of Regis Chakabwa as a Category A player. And they've managed to add Gary Balance, to add some balance, shall we say, to their squad. Now they're looking for their second Category B player.
We have chosen Donald T. Pipano, please.
Okay. I can hear your selection, as I always say. Now I'll wait for him to pop up on the big screen. See, that's much better. And I'm sure he'll feel a lot better about this as well. Donald, what a name, by the way. Tiripano, a right-handed batter, a right-arm pace option. Look at those 64 wickets he's got in T20 cricket so far. The economy is not bad at all when you talk about T20 cricket. He'll be hoping to replicate this and, in fact, add to it as he gets ready for his T10 journey now with the Durban Wolves. Congratulations to Donald. Congratulations to Durban. A double D in there. Right, we move on to the second pick of round number 4, and that's with the Harare Bolts, the home side. I'd love to call them that because that's where the tournament is going to take us from the 21st to the 29th of September. Harare Bolts, your 2 minutes on the clock now. Brandon Mawuta was their previous pick in Category B. And they kicked things off nicely today. Did the Harare Bolts with the signing of Sean Williams. Brilliant player to have in your ranks. And not to forget Faraz Akram. So they made their intentions and signs pretty clear. There obviously have been a few pre-signings. I can see the clock has stopped, so I'm not going to ramble away. I will let you tell me your selection.
Luke Jongwei.
Luke Jongwei, a valuable addition indeed. I can hear that, but I'd love to see his picture and his Smiling face, hopefully, with it. Yeah, there you go, Luke Jongwei, the right-handed batter. More importantly, the left-arm pacer in Luke Jongwei with all-round capabilities in the T10 format. Just have a look at that strike rate of over 150. That's exactly the kinds you need to be able to get you those high scores, and we love high scores, don't we? That's what this format is all about. Some big hits, those going to the boundaries to keep the fans busy and to keep their hands nice and warm. Congratulations to both parties once again as Luke Jongwei heads to Harare Bulls. Right, moving on to NYS Lagos. Your 2 minutes, NYS Lagos, start now. Category B is where we find ourselves at the moment. We're looking at homegrown Zimbabwe players. It's been a wonderful few months for Zimbabwe. If you talk about taking small steps in the right direction, beating Sri Lanka in Sri Lanka, like I said earlier, beating Bangladesh in Bangladesh. We're bitterly disappointed to miss out on the T20 World Cup, but we'll take a lot of heart from their recent performances, including beating Shubman Gill's India in the first T20 international who came visiting. They're small results, yes, in the context of a big series, but these are the kind of things that can certainly help you with your confidence and your team composition. Now, some of these players are going to be divided across T10 teams come 21st of September. Starting tonight, NYS Lagos wait for their second Category B player. The Bolts are having a very heated discussion, I can see. Every team gets 2 minutes for every pick in every round. There are a few players who've been pre-signed ahead of this players draft before season 2 comes calling. There are icon players, there are global superstars in there. There are overseas category A players who you would rate highly, who you'd imagine will walk straight into the playing 11. And we're also looking at some squad depth here to make sure that in case things do not quite go to plan initially, you've got a plan B and C in place. Meanwhile, 13 seconds on the clock. NYS Lagos, you having trouble with the system? Right, the timer has stopped, which means we've got some additions to the likes of Clive Madande. Can you announce that for us as well, sir? If you've made a selection?
Yeah, Romario Roach.
Before you could, Romario Roach has indeed been spotted on the screen, which means the left-hander with the ability to bowl some handy right-arm pace. And I say always, all-rounders. Beautiful quality to have in your squad. Congratulations to Romario Roach, double R, as he heads to the New York Strikers, Lagos. Right, pick number 4, Joburg Bangla Tigers up next. I've got his attention now, and I hope he's seen the clock, which is about to start ticking now. 2 minutes. We're in the 4th round of this players' draft at the moment. Joburg Bangla Tigers are looking for their second Category B player. Cape Town Sampami and Bulawayo Braves to follow in this round. Who's joining Antham Nakwi amongst those Category B players? I think Zafir's made up his mind. I'm just waiting for the decision to come up on the big screen. Should be up shortly.
Yeah, it's Tashinga Musikiwa.
Brilliant. Tashinga Musikiwa is the player that the Bangla Tigers are looking for. Somebody with the ability to strike at a strike rate of 194.12. Take that. I mean, you talk about the likes of Chris Lynn joining the ranks. That's something Tashinga can do as well. And he knows the playground that is Harare very, very well. That's in T10, by the way, 14 matches and counting. Not a bad economy rate to have as well if you're bowling in this format. So that's an all-rounder worth taking note of. Congratulations to Joburg Bangla Tigers and Tashinga Musikiwa. Right, we move on to Cape Town. Cape Town Sampami, Mr. Patel, 2 minutes on the clock, sir, for you. Bulawayo Braves are up next. Just a heads up to the Braves. Cape Town Sump Army have already signed Ben Curran in the first round for Category B players. They've also got the services of Brian Bennett and
Anand, I'm having same issue.
Sorry, can you just repeat that for me once?
I'm having same issue. I'm able to see the the drop down again.
You're not able to see the drop down? Can I please request you to do what I asked you to do a little while ago, which is to just log out for us. And the top right, the option should come.
Okay.
To log out,
Now,
and if you can just log back in, sir.
I just refreshed. It's fine.
Okay, now you can see it. There's something about the last couple of picks in every round. We had that issue with Durban Wolves last time. I'm only joking, sir. I'm sure it was absolutely fine when you were picking your second Category B player in Donald Tiripano. Okay, I think Mr. Patel has a decision.
Michael Frost.
Brilliant. He says it in a matter-of-factly, but let's see the impact that he can create for the Cape Town Sump Army. We got a player joining them. Michael Frost, the left-arm orthodox bowler, is going to now be a part of the Sump Army family. Congratulations to Michael and, of course, to Mr. Patel and his team. Right then, we move on from Cape Town Sump Army and Michael Frost to the Bulawayo Brave Jaguars. I'm still getting used to calling you that. But BBJ are up next with your 2 minutes. Wellington Masakadza was the last player they signed in Category B. Now they're looking to add to the ranks of
Taken
Richard
Wesley
Ngarama.
Madhavire.
Okay. And since you made that decision on your system, the technical committee should be able to see this Category B player. Just wait for the confirmation to pop up on the big screen to make you a little happy, Mr. Harjinder. Wesley Madhavire, no stranger at all to international cricket as well. Right-handed batter, can bowl some very handy right arm off spin. The strike rate looks very good. I'm guessing you'll give him an opportunity to bowl as well at some stage. Maybe. You never know if it comes to some crucial overs here and there to create that X factor. But Wesley, with his batting ability, is now heading to a side that he's going to call his own in the Bulawayo Brave Jaguars. Congratulations to both parties. Right, from round number 4 and Category B. Now, next up is Category C, which means it's the opportunity for Harare Bulls to get cracking straight away. Harare Bulls are the first pick of this round number 5. Category C player is who we are looking for, who are Harare looking for. 2 minutes on the clock. Harare Bulls will technically be the home side when the action unfolds in Harare once again. A beautiful city. 9 days of fun. That's what's lined up for you. A fascinating tournament last time around. Remember the time when Mohammad Hafiz took 6 wickets in a T10 game. I mean, who does that? It's almost illegal, isn't it? Right, I think we have a decision from Harare Bulls.
It's Alex Falau.
Okay, you've said it loud and clear, and guess what? It's up on the big screen as well. Alex Falau is a Category C player, and now he'll be calling Bolts his home with his right-arm pace, looking to bolster their ranks. Has got experience in T20 cricket, would love to do the same. Come draft number 3 ahead of season 3. An opportunity for him with Harare Bulls. Congratulations. All right, move on to Joburg Bangla Tigers once again. And Joburg, opportunity for you to add to your ranks in the 2 minutes allotted to you. We're in round number 5. This is Category C we're looking at. Harare Bulls have made their selection in Alex Falau. Now we've got Joburg Bangla Tigers in firm focus. Joburg Bangla Tigers signed Kusal Pereira as their icon player. Charit Asalanka, the current white ball captain for Sri Lanka, is one of their overseas options. Zazai, who scored the winning runs in the final last time around, is in there. Adam Milne with his pace is in there. Luke Wood with his left arm pace is in there. Somebody who plied his trade with Mumbai in the IPL not too long ago. Kareem Janat, what a vital all-rounder to have. He's in there. And so is Sikandar Raza. Boy, that looks like a good squad at the moment, and that's why a lot of people praising the Bangla Tigers squad not too long ago. The clock's still ticking. They're taking their time. Well within their rights. That's what the 2 minutes are for. I just stopped talking for a second just to put some pressure on you, but you can take your time, Joburg. You still got enough time. I see you've got a selection. Great stuff. Right, so Jonathan Campbell is the player you're looking for. Just give me a thumbs up if you are. That's the player you're looking at. That's it, perfect. Jonathan Campbell, left-handed batter, can bowl right-arm leg spin. Ability with both hands, that's what you need. T20 experience, we'll be looking for some T10 experience now. Economy is not bad at all for a format like T20. What can he do in T10? Well, that's for Bangla Tigers to figure out, isn't it? With Jonathan Campbell, who now heads towards Joburg. Right then, from Joburg to Cape Town, Sump Army once again. Mr. Patel, over to you. 2 minutes on the clock. Cape Town Sump Army looking to make their selection for a Category C player. They've got Michael Frost already. We're still in Zimbabwe, by the way. We're looking at Zimbabwe players. Shortly, we'll be moving on to the overseas Category B and Category C players before turning our attention to emerging players from the Caribbean and from Sri Lanka. That's the beauty of this format. You get an opportunity for a lot of these other countries as well, and their emerging talent who are above 18 years of age to express themselves. The timer has stopped. Mr. Patel has a decision for us.
Brian Charlie.
All right, okay, I've heard that. And now I'll wait for the technical committee to say Brian Chari is indeed heading to the Cape Town Sump Army, the right-handed batter with the ability to strike a long ball. And he's now going to be plying his straight with the Sump Army family. Congratulations, Brian. Congratulations, Mr. Patel. Now we move on from the Sump Army to the Durban Wolves. Durban, are you ready? Your 2 minutes on the clock right about now.
Thanks.
Donald Tiripano was the previous player they signed. They were the first pick in the previous round. Durban Wolves have got the services of Mark Chapman as their icon player. Will Smeed will be joining them as well. Sharjeel Khan, a valuable option to have. I think you've got a selection in mind. That's quick.
Yep. It's Mr. Innocent Kaya.
Okay, I love the name, and I'll wait for it to pop up on the screen. And there you go. Innocent Kaya is indeed heading his way to Durban. Right-handed batter, and would be looking to add to the ranks of the franchise that he's now going to be calling his home, and that's the Durban Wolves. Fantastic. Okay, happy. We move on to the 5th pick in this round, and that's with the Bulawayo Brave Jaguars. Once again, the Brave Jaguars, your 2 minutes are on the clock. I think you already got a selection in mind, I have a feeling. But let's just have the clock for dramatic effect anyway.
Going with Panache Taruvinga.
My pressure did work on you. That was a quick selection as well, just 23 seconds or maybe a little lesser than that. Fascinating. Okay, I've heard you loud and clear. I'll just wait for the technical committee to give you a green signal, and indeed it comes in the form of Panache Taruvinga, the right-handed wicketkeeper batter option. You can't have enough sometimes. That's what they say in Indian cricket. It's good to see that happening in Zimbabwe cricket now with Zim Afro T10, and Panache is indeed heading to the Brave Jaguars. Fabulous. Now that takes us to the last pick in this round number 5. We're moving quickly, and that's a good sign. Let's not jinx it. NYS Lagos is up next in this round. Thisara Pereira, their icon player. They got a global superstar in Blessing Muzarabani. Najibullah Zadran, what a brilliant middle order option to have who can hit a long ball. Binura Fernando's in there. Akhilesh Bogudum, who interestingly made his move from India at the age of just 19. He decided that America's got some opportunities, I'm going to be plying my trade there. And then goes on to win Major League Cricket and performs a big role in there. O'Shane Thomas is there. And guess who's joining all of these guys? They've got a decision. Can I hear it from you as well? Just be nice to hear your voice.
Naisha Mayangu.
Brilliant. Okay, fabulous. NYS Lagos, thank you for that. A wicketkeeper, like I said a little while ago, is not a bad option to have. Certainly, if he can wield the willow, as Nyasha Mayavo can. So congratulations to both parties. Another wicketkeeper batter signed up, this time by NYS Lagos. And that actually takes us to the end of round number 5. And that actually takes us to the end of the Category C players for Zimbabwe. We'll shortly be moving towards the emerging players from Zimbabwe, some overseas players, some players from the Caribbean and Sri Lanka who are emerging as well. But first, it's time to head to Tanvi once again.
Thank you, Anand. And now I'm going to ask if I can speak to the owner of the NYS Lagos, Mr. Sagar Khanna. Sagar, how are things looking for you so far? Happy with how it's going?
Yeah, pretty well, not bad, thank you.
And now, of course, you guys have had great luck in the T10 format. The strikers, the champions last season in Abu Dhabi. What are you expecting from Zim Afro T10?
First of all, thanks to the owner of T10, Shaji. He's been a great support system for us. So basically, we as he's growing globally, we want to grow with him, and hopefully get the trophy this year as well in Zimbabwe.
Would you say you've cracked the code to winning the T10, considering you guys are coming in with great form and hopefully similar players?
So we are doing similar. So we are following a track which we did for T10 in Abu Dhabi. So we are following the same. So hopefully we can. We've cracked the code. Let's see.
We'll find out. And now, once again, I'm going to put you on the spot, the one team that you guys would be looking out for.
I think Bolts have a good team. It's looking, they have good local players and very powerful international players. So let's see.
All right. Thank you so much for talking to us and good luck to you guys. Now, we're going to take a short break and we'll join you guys really soon.
All right, gentlemen, I'm back with round number 6. We've covered Category A for Zimbabwe players. We've covered Category B for Zimbabwe players. And guess what? We've even got through C. So now it's time to move to some emerging candidates from Zimbabwe. And that takes us to round number 6. And I've got NYS Lagos to kickstart proceedings in this 6th round. So New York Strikers Lagos, no pressure, just the pressure of the clock of 2 minutes. It starts now.
That's the biggest pressure.
I'm sure you'll be fine. I'm sure you've got your keen eye on some emerging talent from Zimbabwe. The scouts have been busy. It's always good to get some help as well from Chamindavas, is what I'm hearing.
Yeah. It's Newman Niamhuri, if I didn't pronounce it wrong.
No problem. Okay, I can see that you made a selection of Newman Niamhuri, the right-handed batter, a right-arm pace option. Once again, the quality of all-rounders and the value of them. That's a huge moment, actually, because you're talking about emerging players who are going to use this as a platform to really launch their careers. What an opportunity presented by NYS Lagos. We'll move from Lagos to Durban Wolves, the second pick of this round. Durban, off you go, sir. Your 2 minutes start now. Durban have already added Tinotenda Maposa, Donald Tiripano, Innocent Kaya in the previous round. Regis Chakabwa and Gary Balance is how they started their evening in this draft. Now, what have Durban got up their sleeve as far as emerging talent is concerned?
It's Emmanuel Bawa.
Right, we wait for a confirmation from the technical committee for the player that you're looking for in the emerging category of Zimbabwe players. Emmanuel Bawa, the right-handed batter, is now going to be plying his trade with the Durban Wolves. Many congratulations to the emerging, the promising Emmanuel Bawa as I move from Durban to Harare Bolts, who are up next. The best thing about Harare Bolts is that they've got their name right on the back of their wall. 2 minutes, sir. Off you go. Harare Bolts added Luke Jongwei and Alex Falau in the previous 2 rounds. They've also got the services of Sean Williams and Faraz Akram, apart from Brandon Mavuta so far. They're looking to give some company to the likes of Jimmy Neesham and George Munzi. And the very talented spinner, that's Rishad Hussain, the top wicket taker for Bangladesh in the T20 World Cup that concluded recently. Got a good squad going.
It's not letting us to go in.
So can I please request you once again to look at the top right of your screen, just log out for me once, and just log in once again so that you are able to see all the emerging players.
Yeah, it's kind of frozen. Just a second.
No problem. That's fine.
It's not showing any.
You log back in, sir?
Yeah. You want to do it again? We're going to try again. To log out and come back.
Yeah, please. If you can just go to the top right of your screen, log yourself out, and just log back in, please. Don't worry, I'll be nice to you. I'm nice on weekends. Take your time.
Great.
We're in round number 6 at the moment. Emerging players from Zimbabwe who we're looking at. Meanwhile, can I just give a quick heads up to the other parties waiting for their turn? Bulawayo, you're up next in this round.
It's Orange or Vesta.
You made your pick? You made your selection?
Yeah.
Okay, brilliant. Let's wait for a confirmation from our technical committee. Arinsto Veja, the left-arm pacer. My apologies if I got the pronunciation wrong, but I am pretty sure that we'll be waxing lyrical about him because the emerging player from Zimbabwe is now heading to Harare Bolts. Right, congratulations to both parties. Arinsto Veja. We move now to Bulawayo Brave Jaguars. Can I please request you to follow the 2 minutes on the clock? The Bulawayo Brave Jaguars looking for their emerging player to, guess what, add to the ranks of David Warner, all set to make his T10 bow.
We are going with Victor Chirwa.
Okay, let me just get a confirmation from the technical committee for you, Bulawayo Brave Jaguars. I love the logo, by the way. And I love the look of Victor Chirwa, the left-handed batter, left-arm orthodox option. All-round capability, always a handy option to have, as I've been saying all evening long. Congratulations to both of you. Right, we move on from the Jaguars to the Joburg Bangla Tigers. 2 minutes. I think you're announcing it but you're on mute, sir.
Yeah, it's Tinashe Muchawiya.
Wonderful. That's a quick one, and we like it, pacey. And we just wait for the technical committee to confirm that for you on the big screen to my left here. Emerging player from Zimbabwe, Tinashe Muchawiya, the right-handed batter, the right-arm pacer. Look at that strike rate. It's not bad at all. That's T20 cricket we're talking about. In T10, how can he use this platform to do even better for the team? That's Bangla Tigers from Joburg. Congratulations to both parties. Right, then we move from Joburg Bangla Tigers to the final pick in this round. That's Cape Town Sump Army. Mr. Patel, last but not the least, over to you, sir. Cape Town Sump Army have got David Willey, they've got David Malan, they've got Gulbadin Naib, Qais Ahmed spin as well. Shahnawaz Dahani, the man from Sindh, is joining them. And so is Adam Rosington. Boy, he can hit a long ball. And they've got Brian Bennett, T. Marumani, Ben Curran, Michael Frost, and Brian Chari, along with the very hard-hitting Haider Ali. Afghanistan would remember him well for the 4 sixes that he hit back-to-back not too long ago. Now they're looking for an emerging player. I think they've got a selection. Mr. Patel?
Tawanda Maposa.
Brilliant. Okay. That's the final pick in the emerging category from Zimbabwe. And Tawanda Maposa, it is, who will be plying his trade with the Cape Town Sump Army. It almost looked like a celebration from you, Mr. Patel. You were just stretching it out. But congratulations to both parties once again. With that, we come to the end of round number 6. And guess what? Tanvi's busy again. Let's find out what she's up to.
All right, thank you, Anant. And now I'm going to chat with, I think we have Zafar with us from the Bangla Tigers. Now, Zafar, I also want to hear from you. Of course, you guys had that first pick and you had Sikandar Raza. You seem really happy. And how are things going so far?
It's going pretty good, honestly. We had a very good selection in the foreign categories, especially starting from the openers. We had Christine Zazai, Kushal Pereira, and then obviously following we had Charita Salanka. So obviously Raja is like a very good addition to the team, and obviously Raja adds a lot of balance to the team. So I think he have been one of the best picks of the draft, obviously for us.
Now you guys have been a successful franchise in T10. What made you get the Joburg Bangla Tigers to Zim Afro T10?
Honestly, the thing is in Abu Dhabi T10 we have been there for like past 5 years. So honestly, we wanted to go global. Like T10 League, and we are very happy with the way we are going. Obviously, our prime motive initially was to promote the Bangladeshi players and stuff, and obviously now as like we have been global, and we are here to promote cricket all around the world and select like the top players out there and get some local talents.
Well, that's incredible. And the one team that you guys are going to watch out for?
I think in terms of, I think every team is good. Obviously, I think they have got every team have got a balanced squad. But obviously, in terms of the local selection, I think Harare Bulls have been amazing till now.
Awesome. Thank you so much for chatting with us, Zafar. And that's all we have from the Joburg Bangla Tigers. Back to you, Anant.
Tanvi, Zafir, thank you very much for your thoughts and for your inputs. With that, we've come to the end of the Zimbabwe categories. Now, before we move on to the second phase of the draft, let's just quickly have a recap of all the squads, starting with the Bulawayo Brave Jaguars, who will have Oais Shah as their head coach. Mr. Darren Herft and Mr. Ajinder Singh has been very busy in this draft process. That's their squad up on the screen for you, just to confirm. That's indeed the side that we're looking at. Bulawayo Brave Jaguars, who will be looking at the likes of David Warner and Nick Hobson and Carlos Brathwaite and Kobe Herft, along with Richard Engarava, Brad Evans, Wellington Masakadza, Wesley Madhavire, Panashe Taruvinga, and Victor Chirva. Happy? Okay, great. We'll move to the Cape Town Sump Army squad just to see who they've got in their ranks. The Cape Town Sump Army, led by Mr. Ritesh Patel, represented by him today in this draft. David Willey, David Malan, Gulbadin Naib, and KS Ahmed have some company. They've got Brian Bennett, Tadivanashe Marumani, Ben Curran, Michael Frost, Brian Chari, Tawanda Maposa to join Haider Ali and company. Right, we move on from Cape Town Sump Army to the Durban Wolves. Well, Durban Wolves added to Mark Chapman and Will Smith. They've got Regis Chakabwa, they've got Gary Ballance, they've got the services of T. Maposa, Donald Tiripano, Innocent Kaya, Emmanuel Bava, along with their global superstar, who's Colin Munro. From Durban Wolves, we move to the Harare Bolts. The Bolts have been busy today. A lot of business done already. Let's have a look at who they've got in their ranks, along with Jimmy Neesham and George Munzi and Rishad Hussain and Kenna Lewis. They've got Sean Williams. They've got Faraz Akram. They've got Brandon Mawuta, Luke Jongwe, Alex Falau, and Arinch Toveja to join the former Sri Lankan captain. That's Dasun Shanaka. Brilliant. From Harare Bolts, we go to Joburg Bangla Tigers. Just to recap things for all of you watching this with a lot of interest, not in the least the Bangla Tigers fans across T10 leagues in the world now. So Joburg Bangla Tigers, they've been busy. They've joined hands with Kusal Pereira, Charita Salanka already, as we mentioned a few times. But Sikandar Raza joining the Joburg Bangla Tigers, along with Tendai Chatara, Antum Nakwi, Tashinga Musekiva, Jonathan Campbell, Tinashe Muchawaya, with the big hitting Chris Lynn. Can't wait to see him in T10. Perfect format for him in Zimbabwe in particular. Right, then we have the New York Strikers Lagos, last but not the least. Let's see who they've got in their ranks. The New York Strikers Lagos are looking for the services of Tissara Pereira and Asif Ali. But apart from that, they've also got Ryan Burl and Clive Madande and Dion Myers, Romario Roche, Neasha Mayabo, Newman Nyamhuri, and Blessing Muzarabani is their global superstar. Now with that, we move on to the second phase of the draft where teams will draft the overseas players. We start off with the overseas category B. Now all of you will have 2 minutes, as has been the case all evening long. Just a quick reminder, I know some of you have already picked some B category players, but that's in the next round. So in this round, I'll expect all of you to have a go. It's not an option, it's an absolute necessity. So we begin the overseas category B round with the Bulawayo Brave Jaguars, who already got a good squad going. What have you got up your sleeve now? You've got 2 minutes, Bulawayo, to pick a category B overseas player in round 7.
Going with Laurie Evans.
Okay, I've heard that. And once again, we'll wait for a confirmation on the big screen for the overseas player that Bulawayo are looking for. The timer stopped, and Laurie Evans has been handed over to you, sir. Drafted indeed, right-handed batter, somebody who can certainly add a lot of value with his experience of T10 cricket already, and that's a massive congratulations to Laurie and to the Bulawayo Brave Jaguars. Right then, moving on from the Brave Jaguars to the Cape Town Sump Army. Once again, maybe this time you can celebrate, sir. You've got 2 minutes to do that with an overseas B category player. Got a wonderful addition to David Willey and David Malan and company already. Heather Ali is in there. Kulbadeen Naib. Love to see his celebration if he picks up a wicket. You know what that looks like. The biceps come out. Shahnawaz Dahani is in there as well.
Rohan Mustafa.
And Rohan Mustafa will be joining them if the technical committee is okay with Mr. Patel's selection. And there you go. The left-handed batter, the right-arm leg spinner. Wonderful addition to the squad. And as you can see with the 15 wickets that he's picked up in T10 already, not a bad option to have with his leg spin. That's it then. From Cape Town Sump Army, we move on to the next team in this round number 7, and that is Joburg Bangla Tigers. So Zafir, again, I'll be looking at you to pick your overseas player in 2 minutes. Joburg Bangla Tigers, who managed to pick up... Sorry? I can see the timer stop. I'd still like to hear it from you. George Linder, we've seen a lot of him in South Africa, and we know what he can do in T10 as well. He's got a little bit of experience, but you look at that strike rate of almost 190 and you know why he'll be preferred. But do not discount his left-arm orthodox spin. Can be a very vital wicket taker. George Linder, the left-handed batter, and the left-arm orthodox option will now be plying his trade with Joburg Bangla Tigers. Wonderful. Okay, from George and Joburg, we move to the NYS Lagos once again. And New York Strikers, your time starts now. We're on NYS Lagos at the minute. We've had 3 picks already in category B of overseas players. 3 more to go, beginning with NYS Lagos.
It's Avishka Fernando.
That's a familiar name. I'll put a smile on some Sri Lankans' faces, indeed. We'll wait for the technical committee to give you a green, and there you go. Avishka Fernando, the right-handed batter, will certainly be heading to a side that he'll now call home in the New York Strikers, Lagos. Wonderful. Right then, Durban Wolves, you're up next in category B overseas players, and off you go, sir.
Thank you.
Just a reminder to Harare Bolts, who are up next as the final pick in this category B of overseas players that we're looking for.
এখন একটু পরে দিই না কনভার্সনটা একটু পরে দিই নাকি হ্যাঁ পরে দিয়ে লাভ আমার
I'm really happy that you're making us privy to your discussion, but I hope you have a selection in mind. You do, with the timer having stopped.
His name is Mohammad Rohit Khan.
Yeah, no problem whatsoever. I'll just wait for the technical committee to see if everything's okay. Mohammad Rohit Khan is the person you're looking for, the left-arm pacer. And indeed, drafted by Durban Wolves. Congratulations to Mohammad Rohit Khan, and we'll be hoping that what he's been doing in T20 cricket, he can replicate that success with T10 cricket as well in Zimbabwe come the 21st of September. Right then, Durban Wolves are done. Harare Bolts are up next. Over to you, sir. 2 minutes on the clock to let us move on from Mohammad Rohit Khan. Harare Bolts, Jimmy Neesham, George Munzi, Rishad Hussain, Shehan Jayasuriya, Kenna Lewis, who's joining the likes of Sean Williams and Dasun Shanaka. Timer stopped.
And it's Richard Gleason.
Wonderful. Okay. And as long as I have a yes from the technical committee, I'm guessing you've got Richard Gleason indeed in category B of overseas players. Right arm pacer. Wonderful addition. And would love to do what he's been doing in T10 cricket already and add to that growing stature of his. With that, we've come to the end of round number 7, which is our overseas category B round. I know some of you have already made your picks in the next round. So we'll take a short little breather here, but don't go too far away because Tanvi is waiting with bated breath with a very, very special guest.
Thank you, Anant. And now if I can request Mr. Ritesh Patel of the Cape Town Sump Army. Ritesh Bhai, kem cho to begin with?
Very good, Tanvi. Good to hear again.
Absolutely. Now tell me about the journey, Morrisville Sump Army to Cape Town Sump Army. What's that been like?
Journey is always, it's a best journey. You already know that we started from Morrisville Sump Army and then we just get going. And seems to be that is a T10. T10 is our home. And the way everything is going, it's amazing.
Well, T10 is your home, and that home is going to be in Harare pretty soon coming up. So far, happy with the picks that you've been getting?
Yeah, absolutely. Sump is always known for the very well-balanced team and very hard work going on at back end to pick all the players. So this time we have done same and really hoping to having a great tournament.
What do you see different from the first season to now coming in?
Yeah, last season was a phenomenal under the light first time in Zimbabwe, and spectators and everyone it was a great job done by T10 as well. So that is great thing. This year, yeah, we'll be looking for next level, except less cold. Then it's much better for us.
Well, I hope that goes your way. And now the last thing, what's the team that you're looking forward to, that you're going to watch out for?
We really looking watch out for New York, and we have a going great competition in Abu Dhabi all the time. So we're really looking for that.
Well, I wish you all the best and good luck to the Cape Town Sump Army. Thank you for talking to us.
Thank you, Tanvi.
All right, from round number 7, we now turn our attention to round number 8. We're still focusing on the overseas category B players. I'd like the attention of all the representatives available to us on this draft. And I'd like to begin with the Harare Bolts, who will be in action for the first pick of round 8. So Harare Bolts, your 2 minutes are up on the big wall. That means your time starts right about now. We're looking at category B, overseas players. Harare Bolts, who went last in the previous round, managed to sign Richard Gleason. And a couple of teams, you'll see, have already signed a few players, but I can see there's a decision from Harare Bolts.
Yes. Junaid Siddiqui.
Junaid Siddiqui, the left-arm pacer from Pakistan. That's the guy you're looking for. The right-arm pacer, in fact, Junaid Siddiqui. My apologies, the right-arm pacer. T10, 26 matches, an average of 20.88, but the best performance in an innings of those 4 wickets for 20 runs. Congratulations to Harare Bolts for the signing of Junaid Siddiqui. We'll move on from Harare. We'll actually have to skip the New York Strikers Lagos because they've already got the services of Najibullah Zadran in this. So I'll jump straight to Durban Wolves, who have the 3rd pick in this round number 8. Durban, your time on the big screen is 2 minutes, and it starts now.
Thank you.
overseas players. Category B, Durban Wolves. They signed Mohammad Rohit Khan in the previous round. They're looking for one more player. Of course, some teams had the option of pre-signing some players. You can sign a maximum of 2 overseas Category B players and a minimum of 1. Like in some cases, it has been done in A category. But in this category, only 3 teams have opted for players so far. Durban Wolves taking their time. Next up, we'll be skipping Joburg, Bangla Tigers, and Cape Town Sump Army. They've already made their selections in this category, so we'll move straight to Bulawayo Brave Jaguars. But for now, we're waiting for a decision from Durban Wolves.
Yep, we have confirmed Mohammad Wasim.
Mohammad Wasim. All right, I'll just wait for the technical committee to give you a green signal for Mohammad Wasim's services to be added amongst your other overseas players who are already part of the squad. Category B, overseas player who's heading to Durban Wolves.
Okay.
There you go, Mohammad Wasim up on the big screen for you. Right-handed batter, and he's already got a lot of T10 experience, as you can see. 465 runs and counting, and look at that healthy strike rate as well. Brilliant stuff, sir. Mohammad Wasim it is, going to your side. And now, because of the fact that Joburg Bangla Tigers had picked Hazratullah Zazai and Cape Town Sump Army had picked up another Afghan in Gulbadin Naib, we'll move swiftly on to the Bulawayo Brave Jaguars as the final pick in this round number 8. So Bulawayo, off you go, sir. The final pick in the overseas category B. Bulawayo looking for their selection. They got Laurie Evans in the previous round.
Yeah, we've chosen Sabir Ali.
Sabir Ali, okay. And we'll just wait for him to be drafted by the technical committee on your behalf. It's a bit of a nervous, anxious wait, I know. Hopefully you've got him. If you can see him on the screen, you'll see him on the big screen. As we say, left-arm pacer is indeed heading to the Bulawayo Brave Jaguars. Many congratulations to you. And with that, we conclude the overseas category B. And as a result, now we just head to Tanvi, who's got another special guest with her.
All right, next up, if I can chat with the Harare Bowls, that's Sanjay Sharma and Rohit Bhatta. Do we have any representative from the Harare Bowls? I don't think I can hear you.
Hi, this is Sanjay.
Hi, Sanjay. How's it going? Things looking good for you guys so far?
Yep, so pretty good pick so far. I think Sean Williams was one of the players that we targeted, which we got, so happy for that.
And the name Harare Bowls, considering we're going to be playing in Harare, do you think that's really going to be lucky for you guys?
I hope so. This is our first gig, so we're hoping for that first time is luck as well.
And what are you looking forward to with Zim Afro T10? And it is your first time.
Yeah, obviously the rich culture of Zimbabwe for sure, and then the exciting T10 format will be what we're trying to get in, and then learning the strain as the first timers.
What attracted you to being a part of Zim Afro T10 and this format?
Obviously, with the T10 global brand and the stability that Shaji and his team has created, makes it attractive venture to go fast to get in. And obviously, we're also trying to expand to further leagues. But Zim having a successful season last year and going forward, it was always a no-brainer and such when we wanted to start.
Well, I hope the Harare Bowls have that first-time advantage. And the team that you are going to watch out for?
Pretty much there are some good teams. Somehow I still feel strikers have that winning luck going. So that's one team. And then I'll also be a little biased towards my other US colleague here, Ritesh Bhai's team, Sam Palmy.
Well, wishing you guys in the Harare Bowls all the best. Thank you so much for talking to us, Sanjay.
Thanks, Tanvi, for that. Right, it's time to move swiftly on to the next round. This is where life gets a bit interesting. Now we're looking at Category C players. And I know that some players have already been pre-signed in this category, but we'll get to that a little later. This round should be interesting because all 6 teams are involved in this one. So we'll begin with Ritesh Patel's Cape Town Sump Army as the first pick in round number 9. Your 2 minutes to pick a Category C overseas player begin now. Durban Wolves are up next, just a quick reminder, and then the Bulawayo Brave Jaguars. It's the third pick in this round. The Cape Town Stump Army have already signed Shahnawaz Dahani as the overseas Category C player, but that'll come later. They need one more, and that's what the hunt is on for.
Anand, I cannot see that player which relegate from B to C.
Sure, sir. I'll look into that for you. Just give us a moment. You refresh your system? Okay.
Yes, sir.
Sure, no, one of those players that have been already signed, right? We've had that episode with Clive Madande not too long ago. Don't worry, NYS Lagos. We're not taking him away from you. He's already there.
Give me Sikandar Raza and you can take him.
That's the advantage of going first in a round, right? That's what Joburg benefited from. Luck of the draw, sir. And then the algorithm does its tricks. Meanwhile, the system's doing some tricks on Mr. Patel. Let me see what's happening. So I'll ask you to refresh once again. Thank you.
Check. Number 1561. So Salman Irshad.
All right, wonderful decision then from Mr. Patel, and Cape Town Stump Army have got their player as a result. We'll move on to the next pick in this round. That's round number 9. We're still looking at Category C players, overseas, of course. Durban Wolves are up next, and your 2 minutes, Durban Wolves, start now.
Okay, thank you.
Overseas, Category C. Durban Wolves looking to make their selection. They've already got the services of Mohammad Irfan. Not very tall, is he? Just a reminder, Bulawayo Brave Jaguars up next in this round, number 9, followed by the Joburg Bangla Tigers, who upset a few people by picking up Sikandar Raza.
It's Mr. Zadran, Daulat Zadran, we have chosen. He's from Afghanistan.
Okay, Daulat Zadran is the name I've heard correctly. And I'll just wait for the confirmation to pop up on the big screen. There you go, right arm pacer. Got a lot of experience of T20 cricket and now looking to bolster the ranks of the Durban Wolves. Congratulations to the Afghan and to the Wolves. Right, from Durban Wolves, we move on to the Bulawayo Brave Jaguars. You're up next, sir. From Daulat Zadran, which is the player we're moving to as we head towards the Brave Jaguars. 2 minutes on the clock for you.
We've picked up Akila Dhananjaya.
Akila Dhananjaya from Sri Lanka. And I'll just wait for the technical committee to say everything is okay, all is done, and that you've indeed got the guile and the artistry of Akila Dhananjaya to bolster your ranks. Congratulations to Akila Dhananjaya and to Bulawayo Brave Jaguars. There you see, up on your screen. Very, very handy cricketer to have. Look at that for experience in T20 cricket. Now, can he do the same in Zim Afro T10 Season 2? Time will tell. For now, selected by the Brave Jaguars. On to Joburg Bangla Tigers next. Safi's been waiting for his turn. Over to you, sir, for your 2 minutes to pick your Category C overseas player. New York Strikers, Lagos, up next, followed by the Harare Bolts, who told me about 2 minutes ago that they already know the player they're looking for. That's great news. We need to pick up the pace. Okay, still waiting for Bangla Tigers. They've got Luke Wood in the same category to come later. Who are they looking for? A batter, a finisher, a fast bowler, or a spinner?
We wanted to pick Mohammad Shah from Afghanistan, but he's not there in the list at the moment. He was there in the list. He is in our wish list, but at the moment he's not there.
Who's Zafir?
Mohammad Shahzad, wicketkeeper batsman, Afghanistan. Number 1264.
All right, so Mohammad Shahzad is the person that Joburg Bangla Tigers have expressed their interest in. And guess what? He has been drafted indeed. So there you go. Joburg Bangla Tigers adding to their ranks further. Now we'll move swiftly on to the New York Strikers Lagos, who are up next in this round. And Harare Bulls to follow. But for now, NYS Lagos, over to you. We're still on Category C, overseas players. NYS Lagos. They've got Akhilesh Bodugum as one of their Category C players already. Plies his trade in the USA now, having moved from India at the age of 19. Who's joining him as the other Category C player for NYS Lagos. I think they've got a decision, and that's good news generally.
It's Matiullah Khan.
All right, we'll wait for the confirmation to come up on the big screen for Matiullah Khan to be drafted by NYS Lagos. The right-arm pacer is indeed heading there, and he's got some T10 experience and should certainly prove to be very valuable for the side that goes by the name of the New York Strikers Lagos. Congratulations to both parties. Matiullah Khan in particular. Now let's move on to the final pick in this round, and that's with the Harare Bolts. They've been waiting for their turn patiently, so your 2 minutes, Harare, start now. Harare Bolts have already got Shehan Jayasuriya in the same category.
We have Lahiru Milanta.
Okay, still going for some more Sri Lankan flavor, are you? Okay, let's just get a confirmation of that. Lahiru Milanta, the left-handed wicketkeeper batter, is now heading to Harare Bolts. Congratulations to Lahiru Milanta and to Harare, who waited patiently and made that signing in record time, in fact, by the looks of things over the last few minutes. Right then, that brings us to the end of round number 9. That's for overseas category C. And once again, it's time to head to Tanvi, who's got another special guest with her.
All right, and last up, if I can speak to Mr. Hassan Chaudhry of the Durban Wolves. I don't think I can hear you.
Hello, hi ma'am.
Hi, how are you? I've seen you smiling throughout, so I guess it's safe to say that you're really happy with how things are going so far.
Well, of course. It's been an honor so that we took a part in this prestigious league. And I would like to personally thank Zimbabwe cricket team, Zimbabwe government, and of course our beloved Shaji ul Mulk And obviously, it's been an honor that we got support from Mr. Fayaz, Shabazz Bhai, everyone. Of course, we are really glad to have a go in here.
The T10 team is absolutely incredible. Now, what are you looking forward to in this Zim Afro T10 Season 2?
Well, thing is, we are just a new team. We are trying to blend in. We are now testing with a few cricketers, bowlers, and let's see what we can do and perform.
And out of all the players that you got so far, who was the one that you really wanted and you got him? And that's obviously been very exciting for you.
Well, I think it's Mr. Monroe, Colin Monroe. He's a hard hitter batsman, and we have got Shajil Khan as well, who really performs well, and we are looking forward to blow the match.
All right, Mr. Chaudhary, and the team that you're going to watch out for that you think is really strong so far?
Well, I see. I don't see particularly any team. I take everyone as a worthy opponent. I think, however, they got a very good team. Yeah.
Well, may the best team win, and thank you so much for talking to us, and good luck to the Durban Wolves.
Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you, guys, and now we're going to head back to Anant.
Thanks, Tanvi. Okay, now we'll move on to round number 10. And I know a lot of teams have already been busy pre-signing some of the players in this category, which means, as you can see from that one logo that's missing a face behind me, let's jump straight to the Bulawayo Brave Jaguars in this round number 10 to pick their Category C player number 2 in 2 minutes. Akhilesh Bodugum, already signed in this category by Lagos. Joburg Bangla Tigers have already got Luke Wood's services. Cape Town Samp Army have already got the man from Sindh, Shahnawaz Dahani. And Durban Wolves have got Mohammad Irfan. Harare Bolts have added Shehan Jayasuriya. What are Brave Jaguars thinking? 2 more categories to go after this, rounds 11 and 12. We're looking for some Caribbean flavor in the next round. And we're looking to add some more Sri Lankan flavor in the final round. 2 players to go. Brave Jaguars taking their time. And they have a decision.
We've taken Anamul Haq Bijoy.
Anamul Haq is the player that you're looking for. And I will wait for the technical committee once again to just make sure that everything is okay. And as long as their signal is okay, I'm more than happy to say that he has been drafted. Indeed, he has. Anamul Haq Bijoy, the right-handed wicketkeeper batter. Look at that for T20 experience. More than 3,000 runs. And would love to do much more when he goes to Harare on the 21st of September. And he will be on the same flight as the other players from the team they call Bulawayo Brave Jaguars. Round number 11, guys, which means we're looking at emerging players from the West Indies, the Caribbean. And we know what they can do in the shortest format and the fastest format of the game. So I'm going to jump straight to the Bulawayo Brave Jaguars in this round number 11, where we're looking to add some West Indian emerging players. Over to you for your 2 minutes, Brave Jaguars. What a team. David Warner, ready to make his T10 bow. You've seen him in the Max 60. What can he do in T10? Whichever player they're going to pick now is going to be joined by David Warner, the likes of Carlos Brathwaite, Nick Hobson from Australia, Laurie Evans, Shabir Ali, Akila Dhananjaya, who was just signed as well, Brad Evans, Richard Ngarawa. The home fans are going to love him. And Wellington Masakadza and Wesley Madhavire.
We're going with Kirk McKenzie.
Kirk McKenzie is the West Indian you are looking at. We're looking at emerging players above the age of 18. And Kirk McKenzie finds himself in that list. And indeed, Bulawayo Brave Jaguars have managed to sign Kirk McKenzie, as you can see on that big screen, a left-handed batter. Provides that variety in as far as batting attack is concerned. In the T20 format, we've seen what he can do. Now, can he do the same in T10 or more? Right then, pick number 2 in this West Indian category, that's round 11. We've got NYS Lagos, who will be busy again for the next 2 minutes. Harare Bolts up next in this round, followed by Cape Town Sump Army. Tissera Pereira and Asif Ali are already in there. Najibullah Zadran is already in there. Akhilesh Bodugum is already in there. So is O'Shane Thomas and their global superstar in Blessing Muzarabani. .40 seconds up, so we're still looking for that Caribbean flavor added to the NY Lagos, or NY Strikers Lagos rather. I presume everything okay with the system? You're just making up your mind about the player you want? Wonderful. You got a decision as well. That's what we like to hear, and that's what we like to see. Who have NYS Lagos gone with is the big question, and that'll be answered shortly on the big screen just behind me over there. This is round 11. We're looking at the Caribbean emerging player in this category. And the player that you're looking for is Joshua Bishop, the right-handed batter, the left-arm orthodox bowler in T20 cricket. He can score runs at a fair clip and can also pick you wickets. So why not have him in your ranks? NYS Lagos certainly want him there. Brilliant stuff from Joshua Bishop. Now we move on to Harare Bowls, who are up next in this round, number 11. Harare Bowls have got James Neesham as their icon player. They've got Tasun Shanaka as their global superstar. Who's going to join the likes of Rishad Hussain and Shehan Jayasuriya and Kenna Lewis, perhaps? Let's find out.
We got Michael Palmer.
All right, I'll wait for the confirmation from the technical committee, as I always do. Harare Bowls looking for Michael Palmer, and indeed will get the services of Michael Palmer, the right-handed batter, the right-arm pace bowler. A valuable all-round option to have once again in round 11, signed as well, this time by Harare Bowls. And from Michael and Harare, we move on to Cape Town Sump Army for their West Indian emerging player. Next up are Joburg Bangla Tigers in this round. We're waiting for the Sump Army decision. Durban Wolves will conclude proceedings in round number 11.
Sri Lanka does not.
The Sri Lankan emerging round to come after this. That's round number 12. So much talent in the Caribbean, especially when the formats get shorter. As you can see, the ability just gets better. I heard Leonardo Julian, and I'll just wait for the technical committee to just pop up the big figure on the screen behind me, the left-handed wicketkeeper batter. Not a lot of experience in T20 cricket, but it's the shortest format and the fastest format of the game. Leonardo Julian has indeed been drafted by the team that goes by the name of Cape Town Sump Army. Brilliant stuff. Joburg Bangla Tigers up next for their second last pick of the evening. Over to you for the next 2 minutes. Joburg Bangla Tigers be led by Julian Wood in the season ahead, starting on the 21st of September, with a new champion on the 29th of September. 9 days of fun in Harare. We're waiting for the Caribbean emerging player pick from the Bangla Tigers. Next up are the Durban Wolves. Started off beautifully, on fire today with the signing of Sikandar Raza. Followed it up with the likes of Jonathan Campbell and Tinashe Mushawaya. They've got Chris Lynn as their global superstar. They've got Kushal Pereira as their icon player. And they've got another one now coming from the Caribbean in Kimani Melius. That's right, sir? Joburg Bangla Tigers, happy with that? I presume you are. Great stuff. Okay, that will end your stint in round number 11, but not before I've moved on to Durban Wolves, who've got 2 minutes to add some Caribbean flavor to their ranks. Mark Chapman, the icon player for Durban Wolves. They've got Colin Munro, who they waxed lyrical about not too long ago as their global superstar. Sharjeel Khan is in there, and so is Will Smead, who's joining the Wolves. They've been busy today with the signing of Gary Balance and Regis Chakabwa, Maposa and Donald Tiripano and Innocent Kaya, and Emmanuel Bava, who's joining the Wolves from the Caribbean now. Youngsters in prime focus from a land that loves hitting it long and big. Okay, can I hear that from you, sir?
It's Mr. Mbeki Joseph, what we have chosen so far.
All right, okay, we'll just wait for Joseph's name to pop up on the big screen along with his smiling face, hopefully. Mbeki Joseph, he's got a straight face at the moment, but that's okay. I'm sure he'll be smiling come the 29th of September. Certainly something you're hoping for. Durban Wolves, well done, Mbeki Joseph. The left-handed batter is the final pick in round number 11. Right, without further ado, let's go to round number 12. We got there eventually, gentlemen, so well done on your patience and your perseverance. Round number 12 belongs to the emerging players from Sri Lanka. And I'm going to toss it over straight to the Durban Wolves, who'll get the first pick in this round. Sri Lankan emerging player, Durban Wolves. Who are you looking for? It's an evening that began with Joburg Bangla Tigers picking up Sikandar Raza. Durban Wolves managed the services of Regis Chakabwa. And in the next 100 seconds or so, they should have a decision on their final pick of this draft ahead of what should be a riveting season 2 of Zim Afro T10. They went last in the previous round and got Mbeki Joseph. Which youngster do they have their eyes on in Sri Lanka? Let's not forget the ambition of T10 to get to Sri Lanka as well and expand the base and the presence and the foundation that's looking and growing stronger than ever. A minute to go for the Wolves. For the final pick, they have a decision. Wonderful. I'd love to hear it in your voice because it's the final pick. So let's just do it for the dramatic effect it can create.
It's Ravin De Silva.
Love it. Absolutely beautiful. Your final pick of the evening, Durban Wolves, is Ravin De Silva. There you can see behind me on the big screen. Just 40-20 matches, yes, but that's why he's the emerging player and that's why he's one to watch out for. And maybe this is the platform that he needed and certainly deserved. And well done to Ravin. And well done to Durban Wolves on concluding proceedings today. Now I'll move on to the Joburg Bangla Tigers, who got the first pick of the evening not too long ago, and now they've got the chance to make their final pick. Next up will be the Cape Town Sump Army. I think Zafir's got...
It is Kevin Kothidigoda.
All right, okay. I have heard that name correctly, and you can stop the timer now because Joburg have come to a decision for their final pick. We'll wait for him to pop up on the big screen. We're looking at Sri Lankan emerging players to join the ranks of some of the international stalwarts who are going to be plying their trade in Harare in some time from now. Kevin, the left-handed batter, the right-arm leg spinner, wrist spinners, always a handy option in T10 cricket. He's already got a taste or two, 4 wickets and counting. I'm sure these numbers will look very different come the 29th of September. Congratulations, Kevin. And once again, congratulations to Joburg on completing their signings for the evening. Well, I'll move to Cape Town Sump Army. Mr. Patel, chance for you to make your final signing and a statement with that. Cape Town Sampami. Started the evening off with the signing of Brian Bennett.
Srinath Jayawardene.
All right. It's always nice to have a Jayawardene in your squad, even if he's still emerging. And there you go. That's the confirmation of Srinath Jayawardene, the left-handed batter. 5 T20 matches, but that's why this is the emerging category. That's why this is an opportunity, and the opportunity has been presented by the Cape Town Sampami. Congratulations to Srinath Jayawardene and to the Sampami for concluding proceedings today in this Zim Afro T10 draft. And now, without further ado, I'll go straight to the Harare Bolts. Who's your final pick of the evening? I have a feeling you already know who you want. Just confirming that on the screen. It's the beauty of this draft, isn't it? I mean, you've got the opportunity to sign Zimbabwe players, emerging players from Zimbabwe and from the Caribbean, and now Sri Lanka.
Yeah, Janishka Pereira.
All right. Let's see if Mr. Pereira is indeed heading to Harare Bolts. I think you've corrected it. You've done the right thing on the system, and that's why the right-handed batter with 60-20 matches and counting will now be playing half of that in T10 in Zim Afro. Congratulations to Janishka and to the Bolts for making their final signing in the youngster. From Harare Bolts, I move to... Sorry. You wanted to add something, sir?
No, we are all good. Thank you.
Wonderful. Okay, great stuff. You've been busy today. I'll let you get a rest, but I'll not rest myself before I get a choice from New York Strikers. Lagos. 2 minutes to pick your Sri Lankan emerging player. New York Strikers decided to keep their name, which is always good. Sampami have been doing that. So have the Bangla Tigers. The Braves now have Brave Jaguars, which is great. The family grows. The presence gets bigger. The impact grows stronger. Wonderful. Waiting on NYS Lagos for their final pick of the evening. An evening that began for NYS Lagos with the signing of Ryan Burl for a Zimbabwe Category A player. You had 6 rounds picking Zimbabwe players. We've had 2 rounds of overseas Category B, 2 rounds of overseas Category C, a round for the Caribbean emerging players. That's from the West Indies. Now it's down to the final pick for NYS Lagos. The time's up and the selection has been made. They took their time, and I think they've got a decision on their emerging player from Sri Lanka. You want to announce it, sir?
Kavish
Satsara. Yeah, that's the player you're looking for. A right-handed batter with the ability to bowl some left-arm orthodox spin. Very early days in his T20 career, but possibly the best place to start. He doesn't have to unlearn much as he gets ready for his T10 stint in Zim Afro. Wonderful to have you along with us, NYS Lagos. Don't go too far away. We've still got the little matter of getting our final pick in this players draft of Zim Afro Season 2. Bulawayo Brave Jaguars up next. Bulawayo Brave Jaguars, who started their evening with Richard Ngarava's signing as the first player they got from Zimbabwe after pre-signing some important international talents. They also signed Brad Evans in the second round. And Wellington Masakadza was joined in the next round. Who's joining all of these guys in the final round? And in the final pick...
we are taking Vishas Thevmika.
Wonderful. I think I've heard it correctly. But as always, I'll wait for the protocol to be followed, which is Vishas, who's the right-handed batter, the right-arm off-spinner. Once again, another all-round option. And an evening that started with Sikandar Raza is now coming to a close with Vishwas Theomika as the final player to be drafted in this players draft ahead of Zim Afro T10 Season 2. All I can say now is well done, gentlemen. Thanks for the patience and the perseverance and the insistence on working through this remotely as I stand here in this custom-built studio and you are in the comfort of your rooms over there. And can I just request you for a quick round of applause for all the teams who participated in this draft. Thank you very much. Thanks to the Samp Army, the Bolts, the Brave Jaguars, the Bangla Tigers, everybody who's been a part of this, who's watching this. I'm sure a lot of players have taken a lot of interest, but I'll just quickly recap what's happened so far. Look at the squads as the teams have picked quite a talented bunch of players already. So let's just begin with the Bulawayo Brave Jaguars, and let's have a look at their final squad. There it is for you. They'd already signed an icon player in David Warner, and they were looking for a global superstar, which they can still possibly get as an option. They had the option to do that, but Nick Hobson is their overseas player. Carlos Brathwaite, one of their overseas players. Today, they've got the services of Richard Ngarawa, Brad Evans, Wellington Masakadza, Wesley Madhavira, Panashe Taruvinga, Victor Chirva, Kirk McKenzie, and Vishwas Theomika. That's Bulawayo Brave Jaguars. Well done indeed. On to the Cape Town Samp Army, who've got a presence in a lot of T10 leagues now, and they obviously started off beautifully with a couple of pre-signings in David Willey and David Malan and Gulbadin Naib and Kais Ahmed. Shahnawaz Dahani also there. But today, they've managed to get Rohan Mustafa. They've got Ben Curran. They've got Brian Bennett. They've got Michael Frost, Ben Curran, Brian Chari, Tawanda Maposa, Leonardo Julian, Sinat Jayawardene to join. Wonderful stuff from the Cape Town Samp Army. I'll move on to the Durban Wolves, who signed their icon player in Mark Chapman. Got a global superstar in Colin Munro, and we spoke very highly of him. Will Smead is one of their overseas pre-signings. Sharjeel Khan, Mohammad Irfan, Yasir Shah. But today, they've got Mohammad Rohit Khan, Mohammad Wasim, Daulat Zadran from Afghanistan, Regis Chakabwa, Gary Balance, Tinotenda Maposa, Donald Tiripano, Innocent Kaya, Emmanuel Bava, Mbeki Joseph, Raveen De Silva. Wonderful stuff from the Durban Wolves. And I'll now move on to the Harare Bolts and their final squad and how it's shaped up and what it looks like. Harare Bolts had an icon player in James Neesham. They had a global superstar in Dasun Shanaka, the former Sri Lankan captain, signed up already. Rishad Hossain, the Bangladesh top wicket taker in the World Cup, was there already. Kenna Lewis was there, but now they've got Richard Gleeson, Junaid Siddiqui, Lahiru Milantha, Sean Williams, Faraz Akram, Brandon Mavuta. They've got Luke Jongwe, Alex Falau, Arinch Toveja, Michael Palmer, Janishka Pereira as well to join the pre-signings. From Harare Bolts, I move on to the Joburg Bangla Tigers, once again a side that has presence in other T10 leagues across the world now. Bangla Tigers from Joburg had Kusal Pereira as their icon signing. They had a global superstar signed up already in Chris Lynn. Charita Salanka, the current white ball captain for Sri Lanka, is there. So is Zazai, who hit the winning runs in the last edition's final. Adam Milne with his pace, Luke Wood with his left arm pace, and Karim Jannat, the handy all-rounder. Now they've got George Linda, Mohammad Shehzad, Sikandar Raza, the big signing of this draft, the first signing, in fact, as well. Tendai Chatara, Antum Nakwi, Tashinga Musekiva, Jonathan Campbell, Tinashe Muchavaya, Kimani Melius, and Kevin to join the likes of Chris Lynn and company. All right, then the final team for today, NYS Lagos. Last but not the least, they already had an icon player in Thisara Pereira. They got Blessing Muzarabani as one of their global superstars to join Asif Ali, Najibullah Zadran, Binura Fernando, Akhilesh Bodugam, and O'Shane Thomas. Now they've also got Avishka Fernando, Matiullah Khan, Ryan Burl, Clive Madande, Dion Myers, Romario Roche, Nyasha Mayavo, Newman Nyamhuri, Joshua Bishop, and Kavish Satsara. And with that, we've come to the end of this players' draft. And now all are waiting for that season to begin on the 21st of September. The squads have been built tonight for another exciting season of cricket's fastest format. Once again, the Zim Afro T10 Season 2 will be held from September 21st to September 29th, 2024 in Harare. So mark your calendars and make sure that you get to the beautiful country of Zimbabwe. I'm Anant Tyagi, and it's good night from the main draft room.